Hello everyone, we are going to start the second chapter of Bihar Road, Part 2, the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Bismillah Khan. It is a summary, so let's begin the chapter. Okay, as we all have heard about the bad-tempered Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, he banned the playing of Pungi in his royal residence. Pungi is a kind of instrument which had shrill sound, and therefore the royal Mughal emperor didn't like its sound. But later, a barber of a musician's family decided to change its tonal quality by taking a hollow stem and making holes in it. When it was played, it made a melodious sound, and therefore this instrument was called a Shehnai. As it was first played in Shah's chamber by Anai, it became Shehnai. Due to its melodious sound, it became the auspicious instrument which was played in North Indian weddings and in temples, and it became one of the nine musical instruments. To bringing this instrument on classical stage, the credit goes to Bismillah Khan. He made Shehnai popular on even on the classical stage. Whenever we hear the melodious sound of Shehnai, the only picture that comes to our mind is Bismillah Khan, who belonged to Dumrao, Bihar. He recalls his days in Bihar when he was a small child over there, and he loved going nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita song, which was a folk song. And at the end of the song, the local Maharaja used to give him 1.25 kg laddu as a prize. Bismillah Khan belonged to the family of Shehnai players. His grandfather Rasul Baksh Khan was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur King's Court, and his father Paigambar Baksh was also a great Shehnai player. But later, at the age of 3, he moved to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras. He was also a Shehnai player. His maternal uncle Ali Baksh was employed in Vishnu temple for Shahnai playing, where Bismillah Khan used to accompany him and would sit captivated for hours on end. Later, at Balaji Temple, Mangla Maya Mandir, and at the banks of Banaras, he would sit in peace and solitude and practice Shehnai playing to master this art. At the age of 14, Bismillah Khan accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference, and at the end of the program, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted his back and said to work hard because he had the potential to make his name big in this field. Later, when in 1938 All India Radio in Lucknow opened, Bismillah Khan started playing Shehnai on it, and thus he became an often heard Shehnai player in the nation. When on 15th August 1947 he became the first person to greet the nation by playing Rag Kafi on his Shehnai, and later Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru gave his famous speech Tryst with Destiny from Red Fort. As Khan Sahib became famous, he started traveling in all over the world, and his first visit to abroad was Afghanistan, where King Zahir Khan was so impressed by his Shehnai playing skill that he gave him precious Persian carpets and other valuable things. As his fame reached far and wide, even Bollywood couldn't ignore him, and the famous movie director Vijay Bhatt also made a movie based on the melody of Shehnai, and the famous song of this movie was Dil Ka Khilona Tha Toot Gaya. Thus we can see he became very famous in all over the world. He performed on various prestigious stages like Cannes Art Festival and Osaka Trade Fair. Thus, you can see that he performed all over the world, far and wide, at various prestigious stages to the Bollywood, etc. And for his exceptional contribution in Shehnai playing, he was awarded the highest civilian award of India, Bharat Ratna. Along with that, he also got many awards like Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padam Shri, etc. Khan Saab was a true patriot. While being in foreign countries, he always missed India and Varanasi. Once he remembered that one of his student asked him to come and open a Shehnai school in USA, but he refused and asked him that whether he can transport river Ganga over there. He died at the age of 90 after prolonged disease, but he was the embodiment of India's rich traditional unity and heritage.